Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to On Loose Lines, back for another week. Not quite organised. I have to get another intro. I used to have one with the sponsors to make things a bit easier, so please excuse me for a second just while I refresh that so that I can get it to get everyone's comments. I want people to get involved, as always in the show. Weather's getting better. Don't expect to have too many people coming on tonight. Not a lot to talk about. I didn't advertise it, didn't change things up, but please get involved in the show with anything that you want to do. That's the old crux of the story. What do you want in my show, basically, is the question I'm going to ask people and see if people can give me an answer. What else would they like to see on Loose Lines? I'll be honest, a bit flat today. Been doing a bit of work on the computer, haven't been outside much. Not a woe is me moment or anything like that. Just started thinking about it. I thought, I wonder what people actually would like to see on a Wednesday night talking harness. I'd love to be able to get the harness, the races into it. Not allowed to do that. Have tried for the radio. 50-50. Andrew Bensley is going to get back to me. But I'll be honest, he did tell me he was hopeless. But yeah, it's a little way away. That's for sure. Coming forward, but that's okay. So with not a lot of news on the radar at the minute, probably there was a few phone calls I could have made and a few people I could have got on board. I just thought, well, I'm going to throw it out to the people and just see, what they would like to see on the show. Don't forget, you can get involved anytime if you're on YouTube. Absolutely no one watching there at the minute, which is funny because I am. So now I am. That's fine. So we've got one person watching. And it says top messages with one person, but I don't understand that. Anyway, that's okay. So plenty going on in the world of harness racing. Lots of tidbits and that out there tinkering around. So please don't feel scared to get involved. I'm going to let the guys at Bendigo Harness Racing Club down because I haven't got anything up for them. They're stay and tender. So the Bendigo Harness Racing Club, excuse me for a minute, I'm going to turn my back. Can't do that. Yes, I can. Give me a sec. I'll do it this way. We will go. We'll turn that one off for a sec. And we will go this way. Sorry about that. Better move the microphone this way. And we'll jump out of this for a sec. And we're going to type in Bendigo Harness. Not really good for TV, but this isn't TV, and that's why I'm saying, what do people want? I enjoy doing it a little bit ad-lib, if you like, and a little bit out there. So their Stay and Tender closes September 8, which is Friday night. So if you go to their Facebook page, you'll be able to see it finishes. They've got trots tomorrow night at Bendigo with the Vic Bred Super Series, and they've also got Collingwood and Melbourne on the big screen. They also got Hard Solo in the fridge, so I don't know if I'm allowed to advertise that or not. So anyway, if I'm not, you didn't hear it, and go from there. So the Stay and Tender closes this Friday night. Ride high past us even, or a $2,000 service fee to Sky Valley. So Ride high standing at Alabama Farms, Pastor Stephen at Kath McIntosh and Lower Long Farms, and then Sky Valley at Aldebaran Park. You can go into tender. So the Aldebaran Park one is a pretty cool little one, actually, because you can go to it and you can basically you can get a $2,000 service fee for 75% or 70% or more. So minimum bid that will be accepted will be $1,400, 70% of the $2,000. But you might be able to get it for $14,001 going forward. So in this day and age, I think that's pretty good to be able to get a little bit of coin, if you like, for nothing. So yeah, so please, as I said, if you're out there and you're watching and that has just refreshed up and caught up, so that is good. If you're out there and watching back on there, like having the comments on, people enjoy getting it and going there. Matty, Cooper, CC and everyone, what a week. Fabulous. It has been a good week. Eureka, happy to talk Eureka. The Stay and Make and race with a filly winning it. But anyway, I have heard that it was a good night, 10,000 people plus, which is terrific. Yep, I think that's just a good result. Not going to rain on anyone's parade there. Those sort of results are what harness racing definitely need. And do we just try and get those 3 and 4 times a year? Is that one of the plans? Is that one of the plans I do with my show? Don't stress if you don't get too many people getting involved initially, but going forward, build it up from there. Of course, we have got all the Victoria Vicbred Super Series on, and I think that has been a fabulous success. Happy to have a go at that. I think well done to everyone who has moved it. I was against it. I thought it was a bit silly, but geez, the quality and the depth in horses, and the horses on the up, bit of the unknown quality. I reckon the betting turnover would be through the roof as well. I think it's been a pretty good success, actually, moving the Vicbreds. I was at Maryborough on Monday for all the trotters, and it was great. The trotters were terrific. I think they won. There was winners from everywhere, from Harasta trotters right through. I know great friends of mine, Neville and Louise Pangrazio. They tune in 9 times out of 10 and get involved in the show. I think they've had a great run with She's a Wish. Prince of Rock got beat, but I don't think he was disgraced. Of course, Anton Galino, he won 2 on the day, and had a really good day as well. So there's plenty of other people, just making sure this phone's not on the volume, and it is not. So Stuart Turner, hello to you, mate. Not sure. That's unusual. So I don't have Stuart's comments on there. Unusually hot London town. Hello to you, Stuart. Don't know why that's done that. It does this from time to time, this little platform. I reckon what I might do is actually close it down, and I might just close that one down completely for a sec, and I'll come back to it in a second. They're just videos. I can leave them there. I can just click that button and get those off. If you're at the Eureka, how was it? Haven't heard a bad thing about it, so hopefully it was all good. Scott Purden, good evening to you. Hopefully these comments are coming through once I update this. It did to me one other time before. And Jeffrey Dixon, hello to you as well, mate. But yeah, just as I said, tonight's show, I've got a few comments to get across. I've got an interview with Anthony Butt in regards to prostate cancer and the foundation and that's raising awareness for it. But they're both those interviews are both those are there. Scotty can't be seen. How can I do that? I can do that this way, I reckon. Bear with me while I just waffle on. But yeah, is there something else you'd like me to get into the show regularly? Is there something you'd like to see regular interviews with harness participants and things along those lines? Video recaps, talk about video recaps, you name it. What would you like to... Whoa, this is a problem when you do things that you shouldn't do sometimes. And whoops, bear with me. Right, there we are. We got it. So we can see Scotty's underneath the ticker as well, so he can get it there as well. Of course, in New York, plenty happening over there with Aldebaran Zeus and the barrier draw. I can actually show you for anyone that hasn't seen the barrier draw. It is there. We'll kick the kicker off for a minute. You can see there on screen that Aldebaran Zeus drew 7. I watched the barrier draw. Didn't watch it live. Didn't realise you could watch it live. It was very boring. Nicholas O'Connor, hello to you. But yeah, you could actually watch it. But Aldebaran Zeus was the last horse out. Barrier 7 was the last one. It was looking okay at one stage. I think there was 1, 4, would have been 1, 4, 5, 6, and 7. And they slowly filled up. And 7 was the last one left. So unfortunately for Duncan and Chris and them, it's a bit of a tricky draw. 8 across the front, 2 on the second line. 8 across the front, 2 on the second line. Not commenting on that one. Thank you, Jeffrey. You can leave that alone. 2 on the second line and 2,000 metres, which is going to be interesting now. So the TAB have actually opened betting on it. One thing this show won't be doing is a lot of preview shows and betting shows, at least on this channel, on this platform. Might do it on YouTube. Don't forget, Matty Cooper typed in there before on YouTube. Anyone else can as well. YouTube's pretty cool. You can listen to it as you're going along. Not sure what that noise was, which one of those that made a noise, but anyway, that's okay. So you can bet on the MGM International on the TAB right as we speak, and I can get that up, but you can't watch it live on Sky. So go to trotsvision.com. Could have had a thing up for that. The hardest part about Trots Vision is just finding it, but type in the trots.com, harnessracing.org. Any of those, go to the Victorian site, go to the Trots Vision if you've never watched it before, and hit on the player. 5 a.m. Sunday morning that will be, so 5 a.m. Australian time. It will be on. So my Kiwi friends that are watching, Clyde Little, hello to you. Unfortunately, we can't help you guys out because you can't watch Trots Vision in New Zealand, and it'll be 3 o'clock anyway, so that would be incredibly early for you guys to be on there and to get involved. But that is, of course, Aldebaran Zeus going around in the MGM. That says international. We'll try and work this out, so it must be Sunday. MGM International at Yonkers. It is the only race that is up at the minute, and yeah, they are betting on it. Not a lot of money there at the minute. Etinet is the favourite, of course, by Tomoko. Stands at Harasta Trotters, which I had the other hat on there before. That says prize money. Just trying to see. Doesn't give you the pools. Oh, because it's fixed odds, so they don't do that at all. But yeah, so you can bet on him right at the minute. Aldebaran Zeus is $13. Etinet is $4. So yeah, so plenty of people will be tuning in. Make sure you go, as I said, to Trots Vision at 5 a.m. Put on your phone. Just wake up in early hours of the morning. Shelley Wicks, hello to you. And yeah, just go back to sleep afterwards if you want. If not, you might be heading to the Stallion Parade at Lower Long Farm, so you'll be able to get up and have a went the wrong way. Get an early start to get to Lower Long Farms for their Stallion Parade. Make sure you've booked, because I believe they're chockers. I think they got twice as many people as they had last year, so that'll be very good. You're probably right, Craig Judd. A boring live parade is possibly better. Be better than than no barrier draw at all. But anyway, that's very good. He's obviously must be early for that show that he watches every other week. Juddy, what do you guys want on? What do the breeders want on? I was thinking about getting a couple of the breeders on to talk about, their horses coming up, what they got coming up. Is it too early? Is it too late? I don't know. But there's plenty happening. Don't change what you do on the show. It's original and enjoyable. Thank you very much, Jeffrey. Sorry, Jeffrey Dixon. The Blues are all the way. Good man, Matty Cooper. How good was the horse that only makes up the numbers? Magician. He got Tassie Harness Racing excited. Something to aim for Tassie. Tassie are unbelievable. Really. The job that they do. Jack Shelley, hello to you. Jack Sheehy. Jack Sheehy. Don't know you, Jack, but hello to you, mate. They do a huge job. As I said, it's a few of the parts of it have come out a little bit funny. The promotion and the feedback, if you like, on some of these horses. But geez, I reckon Tassie always have a good horse. Strong horses. They come over here and continue to go. I think Ignatius would have been the last good horse, but a serious metropolitan horse, Grand Circuit horse, Ignatius actually. So, and I believe Magician is going to stay here and go from there. He actually went better than the horse in New Zealand in the same name as him, who went around on the Friday. He actually ran third last. So, speaking of the Kiwis, and there's plenty of other news going on, I can actually do a couple of things. I'm not allowed to change. Jeff said I'm not allowed to change, but this one, I do like this one. So I've actually got another camera set up, a totally different camera. You can actually see that there is the other camera that I use. I have couple of other cameras too, and I can use my phones. I've got plenty of cameras. There's no stress there at all. But this is just a different one, which then leads me to be able to do this style where I have the full computer. People can still see that on there. Bang. Can't see your comments because I changed it. Didn't want the comments because it can make it a little bit short and a bit hard for people to see. A huge night of racing coming up in New Zealand, and I love promoting the Kiwis. And this race here for a start is the Dyers Road ITM Ordeal Cup. Now we're talking about Aldebaran Zeus over at the Yonkers. Muscle Mountain is a serious horse. He's going to be out here. We'll hit F11 and get rid of those things down the bottom. He is coming over here for the Great Southern Star. He is a serious horse. That fourth was in the Rowe Cup, and that run had to be seen to be believed. He would have lost 40 metres, 50 metres in the Rowe Cup. He's returning from a spell. Just terrific to have him back, and look forward to him racing over here. A lot of the scribes, they'll get on him after he's won a race or two and want to start getting the mention out there and go from there. Yeah, that's easily done, Juddy. We could probably do that. Get a few trainers. Even now, there's an idea. There isn't actually an idea, Juddy. Craig Judd, I better get off this screen because it's going to confuse. It's going to confuse me for a sec. I'll get off this screen, leave Juddy's name up there. That's what I had to do. Cut back to that one. Got that happening over Brookie's name. Sorry, Brookie. Might do that. We might get some young up and coming trainers. So, and I'll tell you what we can do. We can get them from anywhere. So if people know of anyone that want to come on the show as a trainer, promote what they're doing, reach out. Give me a yell. Especially if you've got some young horses coming through. Captain Crunch, Better's Wish, Poster Boy. I've done a few things with the Posters Boy. I've done a couple of things with Soho Tribeca's actually. Mick Stanley, stay tuned for that on Lower Long Farms. It'll probably get put up on mine as well in the near future. Lovely Soho Tribeca Mick Stanley's got his hands on, that's for sure. And well done to Mickey winning in the Len Smith Mile too the other day. So, no, that's not a bad idea. Daniel Wills, hello to you, my farrier. So, I trust he's going well. Little old Tassie didn't get flogged like everyone thought. We have 3 nice 3-year-olds this season for next year's slot also. Keep it going, Brookie. You won't worry about that. The number one Uber driver in Tasmania, Brookie is. But I don't mind that idea of Juddy's. He's half got there. Captain Crunch sold phenomenally last year. How about the breaking in, etc. Breakers like Ian Ward. Right, done. And they're easy things to do. I like easy. I like to be able to get it on the phone and change it up and get some different voices. Because, unless you're like Craig and got to sit there and watch some girly show every week, it can get a little bit hard. Des Hughes from Warrigal, hello to you. And hopefully everything's going well over there as well. We'll go back to this New Zealand form very quickly because there is another race as well. There's good racing going on. There's a couple of 2-year-old races, a couple of nice bred 2-year-olds. But win and you're in the second. This is for the New Zealand Cup. This is the Avon City Ford, New Brighton Handicap, 7:53. So that's 5:53. That is next Friday night. Vic Bred Super Series night. No, it's not. It's not actually Vic Bred Super Series night. It is the other night, but good field of horses again. Some more horses there returning. Lava was he's had the one run back. Mighty Louis, Homebush lad for Greg and Nina Hope. Mossdale Ben, he's already in. Buck has had the one run back for a second. Another high quality horse. Republican Party, one of the best looking horses you'll see at the racetrack. He returns. BD Joe for the Telfers, and Timmy Williams, or Turtle as he's more affectionately known, coming back. American Me, plenty of going on. Some really, really good racing coming up in New Zealand, so make sure you get there. Darren Ray, his ears must have been burning a bit earlier on today too, so hello to you, Daz. Good to see you're on as well, mate, and Madawi Lodge doing an awesome job there as well. But yep, I like, we got one idea to come out of it, and that's pretty simple. I can get people on the phone and talk about what they've got in their stable, and we can also hear, as you said, Juddy, a bit about the other horses and the up and coming horses in the off season as well. Mervyn Shelby is on there. I must say, what a great training effort was too by Mick Stanley, Rock and Roll Do, went over the New Zealand Cup. Things didn't go right when he came back. He's got him back. He was first up at Melton, and he went terrific, and then came out and won the Len Smith Mile. And yeah, I think congratulations to him. And he's got a few long-range targets. I see the Inter-Dominion. He's hopeful of going back to New Zealand for the race by Grins. So another exciting little race there for him going on. Where's Michael House? Glad he is a better trainer than his tips Friday night. Did as good as his gallopers. Yeah, we happily leave Mickey alone sometimes. It's okay. Don't worry about that. What I'm doing, anyone wonder I'm clicking buttons behind the scenes. Got to go to the States. Go and see if we can get the sectionals of Rock and Roll Do, because it's been spoken about a few times. What were his sectionals at Melton that night? So that was need a bit of help here, I reckon. It wasn't this Friday gone. I reckon it was this one. We'll go for this one. Oh, they've got to download. They've downloaded, but if I don't know if it's it or not, but that's okay. You never know. If you're in a hurry to go somewhere, please do. But if not, bear with me. We'll find it. I don't think there's much on TV, and hopefully people are able to put it into their ears, and they are able to just listen to us as you go along as well. Tough Tilly winning. She first 200 was in 13.1, and her first quarter was in 29.4. She actually won the race, but that was all the blue dots that she got. It's pretty cool, this thing. Go to should show you how to get to it, so you can get it. Just give me a minute. We'll see if this is Do's week or not. I don't reckon it is. I reckon I'm a week out by looks, because that's a fast class there. Curly James, yeah, that was the week before. Rightio, bear with me. We can do this together. We can all go through it and don't have to worry. Give me a sec. Go to that one. Got plenty of other stuff to get through on the show too, so don't worry about that. Rightio, so go to, this is on the Victorian site, and then go down to, so racing, sectionals, going to kill me cat, it's going to take off, and then 2023, you can go down, and then you've just got to know when he raced. Why don't I take the guesswork out of it? Give me a sec. We'll go this way. Results. It can be a bit tedious, but at least you can see me there on the other screen. You know I'm there, so don't be scared to get involved as well with anything. Anyone wondering what I'm doing? I know he raced last Friday night. Whoops, we got to hit search at Menangle. Sorry, Saturday night, and he won the Len Smith Mile. And he raced at Melton on the 19th of August. I would have been going for a little while then. So, yeah, but picked up $81,000 the other day. So, bugger, what day did I say? 19th of August. 19th of August at Melton. We'll download that one. And then we should be able to get it. We'll minimise that. Oh, I could have opened that other one. That's okay. People are probably watching. They probably get frustrated because I ain't the best. Oh, that's the same one. Go again, minimise. Go this way. We'll get there. Don't you worry about that. Jason Ainsworth. Jason had a winner through the week, I reckon. Pretty sure I saw he had a winner later over the weekend. Maybe Sunday. But hello to you, Jace. Another small trainer, does a great job. He's Charlie's Angels, Forget the Moon, In Cypher, Rock and Roll Do. So there you are. So that's the race, if you like, some of the best form coming out. So In Cypher, she ran her, what happens if I hit F11? Need to put it down because otherwise my screen's underneath you there. Sorry. Can I get that bigger? Yes, I can. A little bit better for you anyway. We'll go one more. All right, we can handle that. So In Cypher and Rock and Roll Do both went around in that same race. the other day. Look at that, Rock and Roll Dude's last half in 52.6. His first quarter was the fastest. So he's got the fastest last half and the fastest first quarter, which is pretty amazing when you look at that. And then look at his last quarter there, if you don't mind, 25.96. He's broken 26 for his last quarter, 26.6 down the back and 26.96 home. Nearly a second quicker than in Cypher. In Cypher went 154.2. He's gone 153 and 1 around Melton over 22.40 out wide, if you don't mind. That's just breathtaking times, and it's a really, really cool little way you can actually look at fields and go from there, and it's pretty simple to do, and you can get some good insight. I think sometimes you can get too much and you can probably get a little bit excited about certain runs and certain horses, but yeah, I think it's really cool, and it's a great tool to have at people. So hopefully I might have been able to showcase to people something a little bit different as well. So going from there, actually while I'm here, I'm going to go to when did I go to the races? Yeah, Melton on the Friday, so I'll download that one for myself for later on, just to see how Belittled got home, because I think he went pretty good as well, the little horse. So yeah, pretty cool tool that on Trots Vision. Rightio, what else do you want in the show? More than happy to continue to do it the way I am, get random guests on. As I said, I was a bit flat, wasn't sure what else to do for tonight's show, so I thought I'd go from there. Tyler Dew could get the Kiwis on, couldn't I, Tyler? I reckon you'd answer your phone if I rang you right now too, albeit it's probably a bit darker down there in sunny Invercargill. Doubt that it will be that at all. It is also Prostate Cancer Awareness Month, so the longest run, make sure you go to the longest run. You can go this way, thelongrun.org.au, and then follow it to the long trot. You can get behind myself, Toby McKinnon, Kate Gaff, Josh Jenkins, Michael Howard, Nathan Carr is doing the run as well. So, and get involved in that. Some people are doing 72. I'm doing 200k, so 72 on the run and another 128 on the push bike. So we'll get out there and get that sort of happening. So get behind me if you like. I've done 32 or 33 so far, which is a good start. Last year I got caught out. Mickey Stanley, he challenged me to do it. I think it was about the 11th or 14th. And I got it done, but it did nearly kill me. Housy's on. Hello to you, Housey. You're already featured in the comments. I hope you've read them. Yeah, so get behind the blue. And also the guys in New Zealand, they are getting behind it as well. As I said, all these drivers here are sponsored. Robbie Close, I think Robbie got one winner last week. He gets $1,000. He's got that many sponsors. He got $1,000 for every win he gets. Blair Orange, Zach Butcher, Matty Williamson, Johnny Cox, Todd Mitchell, Nathan Williamson, Corbin Newman, Dylan Ferguson, Robbie Close, Mark Hurl, Matty White, and Rory McQuillick. Get it wrong every time. Good mates with Tyler. He'll tell him that I got his name wrong. He's one of the great interviews going on there. Just on that, while we are talking there, just a New Zealand wrap and some of the great feats that you actually see. Go and watch, I think it was Winton last Sunday. Go and have a look at the results there. There were 7 races. The first 5, the Williamsons had a hand in winning each of those races, plus placings. They missed out in race 6 and race 7. Nathan ran second, so pretty big day for the Williamsons. Well done to them as well. And as I said, Matty and Nathan are both sponsored by the Team Blue. So yeah, a couple of nice horses too coming through in their grades there as well. So I wonder if Tyler's got any horses coming through. He might have some going, he may not. I have actually got another one. So this is on tomorrow night at Cambridge Raceway. Don't forget that Blue September dinner. Book now. Tony Johnson will be your special guest speaker, plus a few other Friday. M's on. Hello to you, M's. God, know me days. Why does it say the 7th of September? Can't be Friday. Oh, Winton was Friday. No, she's confused me. Yep, okay. Cambridge is this Thursday. I've got it all sorted out now because she was too quick. There was a 40-second delay. So that was Winton last Friday. Sorry, I get that one mixed up. So go to there. Now, there is Yep, I worked that one out. I've got to realise about this delay. Now, I did have another one, and it doesn't appear. Yeah, there it is there. I didn't put it onto my pad here. Methven Harness Racing on Sunday, first grass race track meeting for the week. Cody Charles, I'm going to ring you on... Oh, I can't ring you on Messenger. Coach, flick me your number through Messenger and I'll give you a call. We'll have you on the show in a minute, if you're brave enough. He's been dodging me a bit, so of course he won the big race the other day in the greyhounds. But we'll just see how he goes. We'll see if he'll flick me through that on Messenger, and I'll give him a call. But I can't ring your Messenger number. Oh, yes, I can. What phone's that one? Yeah, I can do that. I'll just ring you on the phone one. So, yep, you say hello, you'll be in all sorts of trouble in a sec, Codes. Don't worry about that. Rightio, back here to Methven. So the first grass track of the meeting of the year. Wear something blue and get behind it as well. So something blue, get in touch with your mates and go from there. And you'll be able to get in touch. And night's accommodation, you've got the opportunity. Wear something blue to the races. Put your name in the box, and you go in the barrier draw to win, or go into the draw to win a night's accommodation at the Methven Motel and Apartment, $100 double liner voucher, and a double pass to the Apiki Hot Pools. Michael House would be one of those guys, I reckon, that would get into that. Into those hot pools quite regularly, I would imagine. So, okay, so sweet as, we're going to do this. One more thing very quickly before we do that. The total for Do Something Blue. So far in New Zealand, they have raised $7,000. Would love to show you the Harness Racing Victoria one, but I can only get it off me phone. I can do that. No, because anyway, I might do that one next week. So, rightio, let's just ring the bloke and see how he goes. This is what I do. This is random, so I'll see if he answers or not.
Hello.
Cody, Paul Campbell.
Hello, Paul. How are you?
I'm good, mate. Good to actually chat to you.
Yeah, I had to focus in Melbourne. I had to focus, and it all paid off. So that was nice.
You were focused. You were avoiding me. You didn't want the pressure. You were just wanting to stay in your lane. Is that about right?
Yeah, pretty much. I was just staying at some people's places, so pretty private people. So I just kept to the task over there and just concentrated on getting the dog right.
Rightio. For starters, then it was the Nationals. Was it the Sprint Championship you won? 81,000.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, the Sprint Championship.
Yep.
Firstly, was it a little bit of a shock?
It was a little bit, because it's been an incredible story with the greyhound. Like, many people probably wouldn't have heard it, but I basically purchased her as a pup from New South Wales. She got reared over there. I'd never seen the dog in my life. They then went to the breakers, and they go to the breakers for 4 weeks. And after 4 weeks, they pretty much called me up and said she hasn't broken in very good at all. If any, really, she doesn't want to go. So I said, well, I'm in WA. I don't want to fly her home. So I put her on this, I suppose, like the trading ring that's called Greyhound Data as a giveaway for free. No one took her, so we decided just to bring her home and go back to basics, and I broke her in myself, and she showed bits and pieces, and I named her after my daughter, Sage Tennille, and the whole story goes that I had an elder sister that passed away at 29 weeks of age, prematurely.
Yep.
So her name was Tennille Erin. So we named our daughter Sage with the middle name Tennille after my late sister. So this dog showed a little bit, so we decided to call her Sage Tennille. And then I went to the races, and she was a bit of a slow beginner, wanted to find the fence in her races, and didn't go to plan, really. I think she'd had 18 or 20 starts, and she'd won 3 races. And then she came out at Cannington one night and absolutely flew. I then went to Northern, which is probably like restricted class racing in horse terms. She won there in a very fast time. She then went to the final there and was a short price favourite and finished midfield, because she sort of likes to find the fence in her races. She drew box 6. But knowing that she'd run those 2 fast times, I came home that night, and nominations the next morning were for the WA National Sprint. And I guess back to horse terms, for horse people listening, I suppose in the old R restricted class racings, she was basically an R1 CO in the old terms. And I've thrown her in the deep end against the free-for-all dogs. She drew box 8. I said to Brittany, might as well scratch her. She's no hope. She went around at 25-1 in the heat of the WA National Sprint. She come from last to win that at 25-1. The race caller couldn't believe it, but from country class to national sprint heat. She then drew box 2 in the final. Come from last, she won that. We got the golden ticket to go to Melbourne, Group 1, and she won that at the Meadows. So pretty much in a space of 6 weeks, she's gone from an R1 to a Group 1 winner in Melbourne.
What a great story.
Yeah.
So you said there she likes the fence, but she wouldn't have been able to get all fence runs. That never happens in the greyhounds, after that. So
in the heat of the national sprint, when she drew box 8, her record from boxes 5, 6, 7, and 8 was 14 starts for 3 places. And she drew 8 that day. And as I said to Freddie, she's no hope. And she said, she's going around, anything can happen. She won from box 8, and she managed to find the fence going through the first turn. And when she just gets clean air, she's got a massive motor. In the last 7 starts, so I think the first 20 starts she won 3, and the last 7 starts she's won 6. So she's on full of confidence. Yeah, full of confidence, and she's absolutely flying. And Postman Pat's probably the hottest, and that's where I stayed actually at their place. And it's the hottest talked about greyhound in Australia, and it was $1.50 favourite I think to win the nationals. And and she beat it. So it's been an incredible ride. I'm not sure if you've seen the footage of the race on my Facebook page and the interviews and all that. It was an emotional win, that's for sure.
I watched it live. I watched the race. Because, Postman Pat, you say about that, he's actually one of the most talked about greyhounds in New Zealand as well, because he that's where he originates from, Postman Pat. And I was fortunate enough, funny how things happen, but I sat up here one night watching a race, doing some editing. It wasn't one night because it was daytime, and I saw this dog, and the caller in New Zealand, I've never heard a pump up so big in my entire life about this greyhound, and I'm thinking, this has just got no chance. And he just lit them up this one day. So I was over there for the New Zealand Cup, and Cameron Grant, who works for Woodlands, he said, come to the greyhounds, we'll go to the greyhounds. So I said, all right. And Cam had this mate, and he said, I'll get you to interview this mate. So I just interviewed him, as I do, just someone random who I had no idea. I can't think of his first name. His last name's Hart. I know that. Anyway,
Ashley?
No, not Ashley. But anyway, so we just chatting, and I said, look, I said, I don't know a lot about New Zealand greyhounds. I said, there's only one that I really know about, and that's Postman Pat. And he was one of the co-trainers of Postman Pat. It was just an incredible thing. And so I followed his journey forever. And he's a serious dog. These are serious. It's like Muscle Mountain. I was just talking before about Muscle Mountain there in New Zealand, and we need to get behind these serious horses. I've got Aldebaran Zeus's hat on. These serious animals, because that's what lights this sport up. I was probably a little bit flat what to do with me show sometimes, and it's these good stories that what you've just said that gives you heart in racing, doesn't it?
Yeah, no, definitely. I think, like you say, Postman Pat, I may be wrong again, but it might be, is it Anthony? Is that his name?
Yes, yep.
Anthony, because actually I went to a gala on the Friday night, the night before the national final in Melbourne, and Anthony was actually there, and he actually dropped that Cameron Grant name to me, actually.
Yep.
So he did drop that name. So Anthony Hart, he trained the dog, and he actually went to Melbourne to watch it in the nationals. And he was a good fellow to talk to, and told me how things were done in New Zealand. And it's obviously in horses, so many horses come to Australia from New Zealand, but in greyhounds you don't see it. You quite often see the Australian dogs go to New Zealand. So it is a big story and a big thing for a New Zealand dog to come to Australia and have massive raps and deliver what he's delivered so far. I think he's like 27 starts for 20 wins and about 265,000 in prize money to date, and I think the $1 million chase is coming up, which we actually get a ticket through to the semi-final, and Postman Pat's like a $6 favourite to win that $1 million series. That's $1 million to the winner.
Wow. When's that on?
October 13 at Wentworth Park is the final. So the top 4 past the post in the nationals all get a ticket through to the semi-finals on October 6th. So that's our next plan. I'm going to trial my dog tomorrow at Cannington, and then she'll have 2 starts, and if all goes to plan, we'll be heading across to Sydney for a crack at the semi-final, which there's 8 heats. You need to win, and if you win your if you win your semi-final, then you go through to the $1 million to the winner final the week after. So it's a huge race.
I could actually be there, and I'm not being cheeky because I've got to go through to Chinchilla. I got some camp draft stuff in around that time, so you never know.
Yep.
We might actually officially. You got to fly me in all tickets across the WA one day. Don't worry about that. Just to say about the reach and what it is. And about these good stories, it's interesting. Emily Morgan, who is HRNZ's media manager, I suppose. I probably got her name and title wrong, but she actually wrote "Love that story" and put the emoji there with the two love heart eyes. This is the thing. She's from New Zealand. She wrote that before we even mentioned anything about Postman Pat and the Kiwis and all of the rest. Like, this is to reach these good animals. These athletes that we get out there. I mean, Alex Hurley is the same. She's a great story as well. I think it is terrific, isn't it?
Yeah, absolutely. I had a message from John Coffey actually. Yesterday, he asked me to send him the. You still there?
Yeah, mate. Yes, definitely. We're
sorry,
all here. Don't worry about that.
Yes. No, sorry. Just it went very quiet. I got the headphones on, and he's basically sent me a message yesterday. Hi, Cody. I didn't watch the replay of the race, and you're interviewing until now. And I'm crying my eyes out. So very happy for you and Sage the dog. What a wonderful story. You know, I love dogs. And it really touched him, you know what I mean? And Brittany showed someone at the post office the race and what it meant to us, you know, is incredible. And obviously, you know, Tennille, she's obviously an angel looking down on us because number of years ago we had a horse by the name of Tennille Aaron that was showing a bit of ability. And I said to Mum and Dad, let's call her Tennille Aaron after Tennille. And it came out and won a Group 1, funny enough, as well. So we've named two horses with the name Tennille in it. A horse and a dog, and they've both come out being Group 1 winners. So quite surreal. And when they've both won, it's been emotional. It's really touched on the heart, you know, for them to salute.
Yeah, no, absolutely. Mate, I won't hold you because you said you had half an hour, but if you have to go, you tell me. But KTC Bloodstock is actually how I got to know you through, and a lot of the harness people that are watching this show. But don't worry, there's a few greyhound guys because I used to do some greyhound stuff as well. That is actually your harness arm of it, which is getting bigger and bigger all the time there in Perth, isn't it?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I was had an interview on the radio yesterday with Matt Young, and we sort of discussed this. Yeah, so my dad Kevin and Mum Annette, you know, they were sort of small time trainers, hobby trainers, and I suppose you could probably even call them battlers back in the day. You know, obviously they made some good financial real estate decisions, and they're obviously in a far better position nowadays. And when we moved from Clyde Avenue out to Hopeland, where we are now, and I got that little bit older and really had a passion for the breeding and stuff, and Dad has a massive passion for the sport and wants to help the sport. We got, you know, we started off with the average broodmare bred to the average stallion, you know, just as small time breeders, and then we really decided to up the ante a little bit, and I wanted to brand it, I suppose. And I said to Dad, let's think of a name, and or you know, I'm going to be KTC Bloodstock. Do you want to think of something? But he never really did. So even though it's my name and sort of my face, there's many people behind my name, and I get plenty of credit for it. But you know, there's plenty of people behind that do plenty to make it KTC Bloodstock. And over the years, we've really been able to build that empire, and we've had fantastic success, I think, since 2013 when we sort of named it and we went to the yearling sales. 2015 was the first year we went to the yearling sales. We've been lucky enough to breed, I think there's 13 Group 1 winners now, and had bred some really nice horses of the likes of Shockwave and Laverick Joe and Wonderful to Fly, Patrick the Piranha, Lady Delarento. There's been plenty of good ones, and hopefully the story can continue.
No, absolutely. I got to meet Mum and Dad, Annette and Kevin at the Weanley sales. I don't know if you watch me shows, but I changed a lot of hats. I put the NZB one on. Firstly, I think the one thing about it, Mum and Dad enjoyed themselves. I know that it is a great sale to go to, that Weanling sale. It's got such a different feel and a different vibe to it. It's so good for people. But their investment in the industry is so right. They wanted to buy a horse. Did they end up buying one? They might have bought one, I think.
4.
Oh, did he? Wow.
Yeah, he's not good at it. I mean, we bought a couple of mares from Woodlands, Lady Smacking Up Most Delight, and he sort of went over there in hope to maybe purchase them, but they went for massive money.
Yep.
So he ended up buying a couple others, and they weren't real expensive, but think one was a half to, I think he said the name before, Cinchella. There's a horse called something like that. It's a half to it. And the horse in WA, half to Jack Mack. He ended up buying 4, yeah. So probably bought too many, really, but he's bad at a sale. He loves the sales, and when he gets there, he gets a bit carried away. So he's certainly put his hand up. But he had a fantastic time. They don't really travel a hell of a lot when we've probably got 120 horses here in Perth, broodmares and foals and all the rest, and he probably got 10 in work that he works, so it's hard to get away. But first time over there, and he was certainly well looked after by everyone over there in New Zealand. They had a fantastic time, and I'm sure it won't be the last time that they go over and visit, that's for sure.
As I said, I got the NZB hat on. I work for Nutrien. I work for anyone, but I will say that weanling sale, the yearling sales are great. That weanling sale is just something different about it. You can get to relax. You can meet the gardener. Everyone from the gardener to the CEO of NZB and Andrew Seabrook. You get to see them all there, and it's a lot of fun. You need some staying ability. A bloke like myself who doesn't drink, it's quite easy. But the drinkers, they've got to have some staying ability. I know that. But it is fun. It's not just drinking and that. It's a good atmosphere, and it's a great way to meet people. And I was rapt to be able to spend more than 5 minutes with your mum and dad simply because of the fact that you're all there in this one location. The greyhounds, Cody, how big are the greyhounds? In, like you said, what'd you say? They're 150. Did you just say 150 standardbreds?
120 standardbreds we got here, yeah. Just on that, New Zealand, like, obviously I'm a bit younger than Dad, and Dad's not on Facebook and stuff, so I've spoken to many people like yourself and the Wagga boys and all that on Facebook, but you don't actually get to put a face to people, sort of thing. You sort of get to know people through social media, and obviously we've reached out numerous times, and I think it was nice for Dad to actually go out there and and meet the likes of yourself and the boys, and he had a great time. You know what I mean? So I don't think he'd keep up drinking with some of them boys, but he certainly had a good time, and I think Mum kept him in line.
No, I've worked one thing out. Wagga, if you're in Wagga in the middle of New South Wales, or if you're in the bottom of the South Island, Macca, he can drink as well. So don't worry.
Yeah,
about
Macca.
it.
Yeah, I think that was his first time there, and I think Dad said he'll be back. And like even meeting him, he's telling Mum and Dad to come over and stay with him and visit him, and everyone was just so kind and helpful, and just happy to go there, and just even as hard as everyone had to work there, it was sort of relaxing for some people as well, and they enjoyed the moment. Everyone enjoyed it. It was fantastic. They tell me it makes me want to go over, and hopefully at some point I might be able to head over there, but unfortunately I'm as bad as Dad, and I'll end up probably bringing 4 home as well.
Oh, that's a good thing. The guys at NZB, they might fly a jet over to bring you back over. Don't worry about that. I will say, like, I get access to all areas in a way with what I do, but a lot of the time I just actually rock up to people's places as well, and just to see if I can. And I will. You should visit New Zealand if you're a racing person and enjoy it. You should visit New Zealand. We talk about the greyhounds because the New Zealand Greyhound Cup is on at the same time as the New Zealand Cup. I think I'm going to get into trouble. I reckon it's the Wednesday after the Melbourne Cup, I think, is the Greyhound Cup, and then the Saturday after the New Zealand Cup is the New Zealand or Christchurch, or I'm not sure, but their main Galloping Cup as well. It's a huge 10 days there. It's just massive, and it's just such a great atmosphere. You go Kaikoura, then you get to Greyhounds, then you get to Addington, and then you got the Galloping Cup on the weekend, and it's just massive week. But everyone intermingles and everyone has a ball. So so I've done my bit for the New Zealand tourism. Don't you worry about that. Rightio. Quickly, how many greyhounds do you train?
Got 23 sort of race kennels that I can have there, and I've got about 20 there at the moment.
Wow. So that'll keep you pretty busy as well.
Yeah, very busy. Yeah, it's pretty full on. I've got a new one coming in tonight, actually, from Melbourne, so I'm heading to the races now. I've just got one in tonight at Cannington, and then I got 3 young ones in qualifying trials, and then I had one flying in from Melbourne, and I've just found out the flight's been cancelled, and it's now going to land 11 p.m. Perth time. And then, back to trials in the morning, and then tomorrow I head off to Northern in the afternoon, and I'll probably be home at midnight tomorrow night from Northern. I've got 8 racing there, so it's pretty full on.
Absolutely. Could be worse. Could be 11. Or not really. It's Thursday for the Greyhounds. Emily doesn't let me get away with anything. Don't you worry about that. If I say something wrong, it's wrong. But just quickly, so I put the message out tonight about what people want on my show, and Craig Judd said he'd like to find out a bit more about the young horses and the horses coming up, and I actually don't mind his idea the more I think about it, because I've been doing some stuff with Lower Long Farms around Poster Boy and Soho Tribeca, because effectively they're still another 6 months away from the races. They would be 2-year-olds in years gone by, and they would have been there. But Craig's actually asked a question and find out about some of the horses, and Captain Crunch, Bettor's Wish, Poster Boys. You don't train that many, but look, some of the ones that you've sold on, are you getting much feedback on some of the new breeds, if you like, Coates?
I think that's a good point that you make about that Craig's mentioned. And there's a show in America that you may be familiar with. Is that Twos in Training?
Yes.
I think that's fantastic that they go out to those stables and they do a bit of footage. And you really, for us over here, we can sort of learn a little bit what they say, and then you sort of get a jump from what you think. But back to the question of what we see, what we like, I probably don't go to the races myself 100% all that much, because I'm obviously always going to the greyhounds, so I don't keep in contact with a lot of people, but I speak to them via Facebook and that. But I did breed 2 Bettor's Wishes last year. One's out of Liberty Bell Midfruit, and it's an outstanding filly. It's an absolute cracker. It'll be in the Perth sale, and I think she'll make good money. She's absolutely outstanding. Liberty Bell Midfruit was a superstar horse in WA. Won 650,000.
Yep.
She was one that I bought through the Nutrient online winter woolly sale.
Yep.
Unfortunately, this year she's ended up slipping to Tall Dark Stranger. But we sold an outstanding Captain Crunch filly out of Lavera, Florence, last year.
Yep.
She made 140,000, and that was sort of the second highest price, equal price in WA, in the history of WA. So, and I've seen it sort of just on Facebook, a video of it going after it broke in, and it moved very nice.
Yep. Who does the selection of the horses with you guys?
Me and Dad do a lot of it, but I've spoken to Ken Mackay over the years, and but me and Dad do the majority of it. And sometimes if I've got, if you can't decide, it's sort of thing from 50-50. Sometimes I might message Ken and say, give us 5 selections here, and if one of them pop up in there, then that might swing my vote there. But Dad definitely does his own ones, and I've spoken to Ken a little bit here and there, and obviously I got that stallion foreclosure. And Ken's sort of done a few write-ups and stuff on the website and stuff to him, which is it's been good. And that's another person that Dad got to meet in New Zealand as well, that he probably would have never met if he never went there.
I met him actually with Dad. I actually thrown the other hat on too at the minute. How many are you going to sell this year? I know you sell through APG. Don't stress over that. I'll put the Nutrient hat on though. I'm cheeky.
Yeah.
I never miss a chance. How many have you got going to the sales this year?
I've nominated 28 for this year.
Wow.
For Perth.
Is that your biggest draft?
I think it would be. If it's not, it could be the second biggest. I'm not sure we had 32 one year, but I think it might be the biggest. I know we've got 32 mares if foal, but a couple of slips. I think we're expecting 28 foals this year. We've already got 3 foals on the ground ready. So
yep. That's a good start.
The weather's pretty good here. Yeah, so we've got a Tennille Erin, actually, the one I mentioned before, Group 1 winner. She's at a filly down by the seaside. Iona Diamond was Lauriston bred filly that I'd purchased from Melbourne a few years ago at the yearling sales, and she's had a Tall Dark Stranger colt.
Yep.
Sorry, I'm talking a bit slow at times. I'm just driving the car and changing lanes.
You're right. Don't crash. That's all I'll say.
And generally outspoken. I think it's the King of Swing filly. So I think that's the first King of Swing to be born in Australia.
Okay, so are they on your Facebook pages, or they will be soon?
2 of them are. The Tennille Erin is,
yep.
And the King of Swing is.
Yep, awesome. All right.
Well, and the King of Swing. I've never seen a foal stand up as quick as it did. It will stand up within about 20 minutes. It's a nice filly. It was that nice. I actually messaged Belinda the next day, and we booked Fly Like a Bird Lombo straight into him. So I was impressed with that foal for sure.
I don't mind them when they stand up straight away, as long as they get on the drink straight away. That's always the best thing. I think it's those ones that don't want to do that part. They drive you crazy. They
drive you insane. Yeah, that's when it's always a good. That's when it's a good time, when you got greyhounds racing that night and you can get out of that, and mum and dad can deal with that. So as I say, there's an example that I get plenty of credit for a lot of this, but quite often I'm at the dogs, and it might be mum and dad back at home dealing with those type of problems. And obviously our weather's pretty good over here in Perth, and we've started scanning already, and we've got 3 mares in season, and they possibly could be getting bred on Friday.
Yeah, I was going to say, well, Friday's the first time you can get the semen from New Zealand. You
So
can't do it from Australia, but you can from New Zealand. They start collecting Monday for the guys in Australia. So yeah.
Yeah, so we jumped straight on the early bandwagon over here, and we love having early foals. So like we say, we've got the 3 on the ground already. There wouldn't be probably too many over east that would have foals on the ground yet. So we certainly jump on the forward foot.
No, good as gold. Look forward to seeing what Mum presents. She took great pride in showing me how she presents each year at the sales. Yellow and black. You got to go blue and white for Carlton, but we'll let that one go for the minute.
Yes, we had yellow, and geez, we'd get filthy at the yearling sale, so we sort of had to get the black shirts on. If not, we were just getting that dirty when you start putting the blacket on their feet. But no, I think we certainly up the ante here in WA. With what we do and produce the. I think Craig Judd does an amazing job as well. With their presentation and what they do, and I've pitched the odd idea from them as well. I think they do a fantastic job.
Yeah, no, I think it's awesome. I think go back to New Zealand, and there's 2 main sellers there: Brecon Farms, Alabar and Woodlands, and the presentation both those farms put up is just amazing. But like the other guys, even Macca, they all dress up beautifully. I think it's great. And you say about Juddy, absolutely, but there's Jamie Lee King's on there before. They do a great job at Durham Park. I'm going to get into trouble because I'll forget someone. Harassed at Trotters, Kath McIntosh. There's so many that just do a great job. It's just ridiculous. I can't. Rhiannon Park. I was in all sorts. Couldn't remember Blanche Poole's name. I'm like, Blanche will tell me off for it. But no, it is one of the things I enjoy. I think that the industry sometimes gets kicked in that, but I do reckon the breeding and the professionalism of those people is outstanding. And I do know if Mum ends up with a coffee machine this year, she can blame the Johnson boys because they might have put that idea into her head, because they actually produced a coffee machine one year to get people to come and check their horses out. So
I would have thought they would have had a keg.
Well, too early for them boys. Don't worry about that. That was, but yeah, I don't know how long a keg would last with those guys. Actually, I don't think it'd be very long. You'd be tapping it too many times. Yeah, you'd be tapping it too many times. So yeah,
throw macca in there as well. It'd be dry pretty quick.
Yeah, but there's a lot of fun. And I will say, they're not just drinking, these guys, they're having a ball. Codes.
Yeah, that's right. Good businessman, and it's all good fun.
Can you win tonight? I got you on. Can you win the races tonight?
I haven't had a great look at the field, to be honest. He goes okay. He's only had 3 starts. He's had a win and a third. He's probably a place chance. He's got a slight concern that he wants to push to the fence hard. He's got box 4, so he's going to box 4 or 5. I think he's going to push down to the fence hard. So he needs that little bit of luck early. He had no luck last week, but he should go all right. I think there is one good one in there. So it's sort of each way chance, but I wouldn't go silly on him just yet.
I'm going to start calling you Splinters. You didn't say yes or no. You were just all over the shop, but that's okay. You'll be fine. Coach, thank you. Well done, mate. In all seriousness,
no dramas, mate. Sorry I didn't get to catch up with you in Melbourne, but always happy to have a chat, mate. So
we'll catch up. We'll catch up a bit closer to the breeding season as well, mate. But thank you very much for joining me. As I said, I wasn't sure what people want in the show, and I think maybe sometimes that's what we do need, just spontaneity and have a chat. So thanks for joining me, mate, and good luck tonight.
Thank you very much. Hopefully there's still some listeners on there and it hasn't just been me.
No. There's a heap of people actually listening, so don't worry about that, and it's all good, mate. So thank you very much.
Brilliant, mate. Anytime. Have a good night.
Thanks, Coach. That's Cody Charles there, and good luck to him. And what a great story, taking out the Nationals with a greyhound. Yeah. So anyway, and now he's in for $1 million race. I think it's terrific. So if you were looking at Cannington Greyhounds tonight, he's going round there, or this afternoon. Oh, no, it is tonight for us. But it'll be this afternoon for him, that's for sure. So, which will be a big meeting going forward. Rightio. Now, I was going to go. So we were talking about prostate and prostate cancer awareness. I caught up with Anthony Butt the other day at Maryborough Trots just for a quick chat in regards to being a prostate cancer ambassador. Right, we're here at Maryborough, but we're going to get the message out for a very, very special cause. Anthony Butt, firstly, welcome to Campbell's Comments and welcome back to Prostate Cancer Awareness Month.
Yeah, thanks, Paul.
You're one of the ambassadors. That's fucked. Start that again. Right, we're here at Maryborough and we're trying to get the message out there for prostate cancer and the awareness, and catching up now with Anthony Butt, one of the ambassadors, if you like, one of the people getting the message out there for raising awareness for prostate cancer. Firstly, Ants, welcome.
Yeah, thanks, Paul.
It's a strong message we want to get across for the month of September. Get the message out there for guys to go and get their prostate checked, especially if they're getting up around our vintage. It's not nice saying how old we are, but it's imperative that people go and get the check, and it's just a simple little blood test.
Yeah, that's right, Paul. Yeah, I think a lot of people are worried it's quite invasive, but it's not. It's only a blood test, and when you have friends that have left a little bit late and they get a positive, that really hits home. So with guys like David Aiken and that, he's been really good with the message, and it's encouraged a lot of us to make sure you get the blood test regularly, and as I said, it's easy, and just keep ahead of things.
I've had it, you've had it. It's not hard. You basically go in there and, in all seriousness, they take a couple of other blood tests as well, so you get a bit of a health check, which is not that bad either.
That's right, and we're lucky with the harness racing Victoria that we've got to get a medical every year anyway, so you got to go to the doctor, so it's easy just to add that on and get it done.
Being an ambassador, do you enjoy that part of it too? Like, you're doing some good, like getting the message out there?
Yeah, definitely, yeah. Always like to put something back into the game. The game's been so good to us, and if we can just help in some small way, and just make these men who think they're bulletproof sometimes, but go and keep ahead of things and get it done, so no, it's great.
You got a funny twang to your accent. Blue September in New Zealand, I think there's 12 ambassadors. Just trying to think, one of the guys, if he wins a race, his name's just escaped me right at the minute. Goose, I can't remember his name.
Robbie Close.
Thank you very much. $1,000 every time he wins a race through sponsors and ambassadors. They're really getting behind it over there in New Zealand as well.
Yeah. A few of the boys over there, Blair Orange and Johnny Cox and the likes are, wearing the blue pants. So, no, it's, great it's getting around Australasia.
He's one of the great ambassadors, isn't he, Johnny Cox?
He sure is, yeah.
That's all he needs. Go to pcfa.org.au, and you can go to the longest run to donate. Sorry, got me tongue right around that badly, but to donate for the harness racing, and you go to the long trot, and there's simple ways you can do. You can just straight up donate. A few of us are doing runs, a couple of us are doing some silly things to try and raise awareness and get the message out there, but go there and to donate. So that's a PCFA. Prostate Cancer Foundation of Australia. Pretty simple, go there and donate. And if you're our age, Ants, what do you got to do?
Yep, get their blood test, Paul.
Thanks very much, mate.
Thank you.
Thanks, man. Now, there was an outtake in that. I hope I didn't swear. Every now and then I do mistakes, and I'm just hoping all I did was a mistake there and didn't swear at the end of it. If I did, I apologise. For anything that I did say or didn't say. Not sure what I did there, to be brutally honest, but that's okay. Got plenty of people watching. Brett Gray, Barry Phillips, Clinton McSwain. So yeah, if you're in that age group, I'm definitely in it. Make sure you go and get a jab and get checked out. The guys in New Zealand and here in Australia are doing an enormous job. Go to thelongrun.org.au. Follow it to the longest trot if you want to donate to the harness racing page. You can just donate money there if you want to get involved. Still plenty of time. As I said, I didn't start up, I think it was the 11th or 14th last year before I started up and issued the challenge, and plenty of people got behind me. So get behind us if you like. You can donate, as I said, directly to myself, Toby McKinnon, Kate Gaff, Josh Jenkins, Michael Howard, Nathan Carr. I reckon I just forgot someone, but anyway, they're all there, so make sure you follow it and go to those sites to get behind them. And as I said, the guys in New Zealand also doing a huge job at the minute, doing something, raising $7,000 so far. And I will try and get a running pool for us here in Victoria very, very shortly as well. Going forward, rightio, Maryborough Harness Racing Club, their cup is Sunday week, that is, I think from memory, the 17th of September, coming around very, very quickly. I caught up with Jackson I shouldn't be reading that. Jackson Barbie the other day, new general manager there. They've got new caterers, fair bit going on. Want to make sure people can get out there and get it going. Very good. Okay, Emily, you shouldn't send me stuff. Emily Morgan sent me stuff too, and I'm reading it at the same time. Trying to change this show up a bit and make it more structured. Maybe, I don't know. Rightio. Said before, and I got sidetracked because of the barrier draw for Aldebaran Zeus in the Yonkers race, as I said, 5 a.m. how's the rude set of legs? You can't see the Aussies that haven't seen any sun, well, one Kiwi too, but the legs, the glare off the boys' legs, they look very happy. I think they're all might be sucking in a little bit too with the tummy, but they actually look like they're having a bit of fun there, the boys. But yeah, those pins are very, very white, that's for sure. So it's yeah, I go with that. I was trying to work out what it was. My horses usually go well when the drivers are wearing promotional colours. Team Teal and Pacing for Pink. Hopefully add the prostate colours to the list this month. So I think there's only those 3 drivers technically, but Anthony Butt and of course Greg Sugars, who drives Clinton McSwain's horses, and then also you have got David Aiken, who can drive your horses as well as one of the prostate cancer ambassadors. And of course Aki is fighting his own demons there as well with prostate cancer. He well documented a year ago, and he continues to battle that as well. But there are plenty of guys out there I know, and now, and look, I'll tell you what, I encourage other guys to get behind it. I haven't been running. I have done a couple of half marathons a few years ago, back before COVID actually, but running, I love running, but I haven't done it much. I did do it for mental health, and just shied away from it for a few reasons, personal reasons, but I'll be getting back into it. But hadn't been running much, and I'm going to try and run the 72 Ks and then ride 128. I'm 51 years of age. I need more guys my age doing these things. Get involved and get behind it, because it is for the older gentlemen to get behind. It's a great cause, but we want to be able to beat it. So we need to be able to beat prostate cancer as well as breast cancer. Clinton McSwain says there, before Pacing for Pink, Team Teal, and now Prostate Cancer Awareness Month, and it's been done very, very well on both sides of the ditch. So please get behind it, and just remember, so Cambridge Thursday, Blue September with Tony Johnson, and then the Methven racetrack, first race grass track meeting at Methven on the weekend for the Kiwis as well. Oh, I keep going the wrong way, but that's okay. So I'm just trying to work out. So that is the shipping order for Woodlands. So that is when the stallions and that go backwards and forwards. That wasn't the one. This is the one that I wanted to do. Make sure you're aware, because orders start, as Cody said there before, coming in from New Zealand. Orders will start on Friday, but in Australia they start on Monday. But if you order on Sunday before 2 o'clock, and collection day is Monday, it's pretty self-explanatory. A lot of people get dumped by it, so go from there. You can go to my website. My website's going to get updated too. Got to do a few things on there. Happy for some advice and people telling me what to do. Paul White, hello to you. But go to Facebook. Campbell's Comments. I did an interview a couple of days ago with Kath McIntosh and Mark Hughes in relation to when the semen is available and when it gets shipped, and the shipping details and that. And both on Kath McIntosh's, it's also on Woodland's site. So it's pretty important of when you can collect and receive, and Joel Fowler will be doing it. Joel was on a little bit earlier as well, so we need to get behind that going forward. Now, the other one I wanted to mention for Woodlands, of course, is the son of Sweet Lou in Confederate, going 47.1. I think he's the fastest 3-year-old ever. Might have that time wrong, actually. I think it was 47.1. I can actually speed it up. Timmy Tetrick driving, but of course he goes around in the Diamond Creek colours, so he's actually there in third in the green helmet as we speak, but we will speed it up a little bit. And you can see there's a tearaway leader. They've gone 53.1 for the lead. It's a stablemate, I think, out in front. Command, I think it's also Sweet Lou from memory. That's him running third. One of the McCarthy boys, I think it's Andy McCarthy second. There is one horse already dropped off. The pace has been so brutal going along here, but for once in my life, starts going up and down in the one spot. But you can see here Confederate, and he is the real deal, trained by the Aussie in Brett Pelling. And since he's joined Brett's stable, he has become the dominant 3-year-old, and they're talking he could break Bulldog Hanover's record. This was the fastest time, I think, for a 3-year-old ever set a world record. I'm going to tell you what time it was, 46.1. So it's the fastest recorded time ever for a 3-year-old. And he he came out and do that. Now there's some chance they're talking he could beat Bulldog Hanover's record in the next coming weeks. There's some good races coming up there as well. So that is Confederate. Just trying to make sure I've ticked everything else off my list. You reckon I'd know how to go backwards and forwards? I've got to turn that off because I've got no one on the phone. And going from there, happy to show people my studio. See, buttons everywhere, phones. So that phone is getting messages. That phone is so as I can see who's watching. So if you actually watch, if you type in or you turn on like Morris Hanrahan from HBV just did, I can actually see that on there. The one over the back here, that collects all your data that you see with the people's comments coming on. And then this one down here is YouTube, TV monitor there, and there's also a monitor over the other side, plus a couple of cameras as well, plus a heap of hats. And there's a stack more hats on the ground. I've got to get another chain going. 38 so far we're up to, but I need to start another chain to get things out there and go from there. That is not about it. Actually, that's not about it. Right, let's start highlighting some of the things. I used to do this. This is most of the stuff that I've got going through there. We've got Calf Stallion Parade done, Blue September, Prostate Cancer, MGM, Maryborough Sunday Week, Swan Hill Stallion Tender. Okay, that starts Friday. There'll be some stuff coming out with that. I've already done a couple of things with Grant Campbell and Brad Engove in relation to that as well. But also the Bendigo Stallion Tender. I mentioned it just before. It is Friday. It closes. Ride High and Pastor Stephen, or a $2,000 service fee. You can buy all three. Don't worry about that. There's no stress there. Just trying to make sure I look after some of my sponsors. And I've got some more for you next visit. More. That's Maria. Love you. Thanks, Ems. Everyone's got to be like, going. Actually, oh no, Ben Stud is there. That's lucky. You can't actually see Ben Stud because it's up underneath the on loose lines. I just saw Ben Stud Standardbreds get there, but yeah, Juddy's suggestions with question marks. I already answered it, Juddy. You went off and watched that girly show. No, we're onto it. Don't you worry about that. There's no hassles there. Oh, you want to be called Juddy's suggestions? Don't know. He'll get back to me one way or the other. Rightio. So now I'm going back to this other screen because we can showcase other things and all the good races that are coming up. Shouldn't have probably done that. It'll be right. You guys can sit there and just watch because you can see on the other screen that I am still here. I think that's one of the things. Love to know what people actually do enjoy about my shows sometimes, and others I won't. Got some for her too if she wants. Yeah, not bad, Ems. The upcoming 2-year-olds. Yep, I'm onto it, but I can't do it tonight, Juddy. I'll have to do a little bit of forward planning. What I wanted to highlight today, and I think it's really, really cool, is Ben Yole. He got 3 winners, I think, today, or Taylor Yole and Ben Yole. I think they got 3 winners today. How about this? The Woodland Stud. Actually, that's very funny how it works. The VHRC Woodland Stud 2-year-old pace. Rebecca East. 1, 2, 3, 4. How cool is that? I don't know how many people would have trained a quartet or whatever you would like to call it, but I think well done, Rebecca. She got a winner. It's Saturday night at Melton, and some of the things I definitely got to get back into doing is highlighting some of the good stories and good things that happened. Baccarat was another of their winner. Kiang Honey Bunny, beautifully bred filly, this filly by Rock and Roll Heaven out of Bella Joy. The Bella Joy family is a terrific family. Better Spirit by Sports Rider, where we got Telemarcus, Nathan Carr, he's doing the challenge, he's having a good couple of weeks. Bet Pesci, Sean McNulty, I haven't seen Shawnee log on, but he's possibly listening on the way home, he quite often listens. Paddy Lee and Annalise Scott, I think Annalise is working for the boys down there, but this was a race here I wanted to show you. You could get a quartet of horses, and then poor old Bex ran last and second last in the last race, so a quadrella. Yeah, I suppose it is a quadrella of horses, but yeah, she actually had 2 in this race here too, so it was slowly going downhill, 5th and 6th there, but yeah, 9th and 10th here for that last one. It happens. We all know it. It does happen, and yeah, we've all been there. Everyone that's got horses can actually see that. That's for sure. Racing Saturday night at Melton is the Victorian. Dennis Howe. Hello to you, Den. Hope you're well. The Vic Breds are all starting up. I think the first race is early, 5:35 5, and they go through pretty late, but there's some nice horses stepping around. I will say, I reckon the Vic bred actually works. Moving it forward, the field sizes have been terrific. We've got one runner in, drawn the car park, but that's okay. There's already a couple of scratchings by the looks. Yep, drawn the car park. Can't do a lot about that. Most of those horses, we raced those horses the other day. Quite funny that. The 2-year-old fillies, good size field, so plenty of horses going in, plenty of intrigue with a lot of these horses as well. So terrific line of racing. Don't know why I'm doing that, because I'm not actually showcasing any horses. Bay of Biscay though, did see that, drawn 10. That'll be an interesting little race. The Kingman, of course, he won the other day. Storm Inside, Vic bred as well. So yeah, plenty of good horses and more. Vito, Dave Moran picked up the drive there with Chris Elford, of course. Don't forget that Sunday week is going there. Not a lot of races to highlight there going forward. I can actually have a look. We know who the placings at Echuca so far. Kalari Kid for David Farah by Sunshine Beach, and a Vicky Murphy, Dennis Bice. I thought that. Bred that. Yorkshire Standardbreds. Bet She's a Lady for Gary Hawthorne and Jenny Gallagher. So it's a betting line as She's Got It All. 4-year-old filly. So they still retain a share in that horse there. And the Julie Douglas and Darryl Douglas combined with the Colin Godden trained Epic Orion. So a few winners going through there. Ty Robinson, Ian Ward. Only Done have a filly that goes super. I reckon Wardy's just said Aaron Dunn. 2 filly. Aaron? Spellcheck's got him. Only Done 2 have a filly that goes super. Oh, hang on. Only Done 2. And has 1 filly that goes super. Wonder what it is, Wardy. Happy to try and find it out. I'm not sure if I've got Wardy's number in here or not. If I have, he's going to get a phone call. So we'll just see. He's actually watching. No, I don't have his phone number, so he's safe that way. I thought I did. But we'll just let him go for a sec, because he will possibly. No, don't have his phone number in there, so he's already safe that way. We might just find out what he's either missed. Might be reference to Crunch. Yeah, Only Done 2 have a filly that goes super. I'd love to know what the filly's out of, Wardy. If you're there, we might get Ian Ward on next week. I might organise to get him on, and we'll give a bit of a teaser. We might get a couple of them coming on and go from there. Whether you want to hear from some of the junior drivers as well, we can do that and go from there. I'm trying to get the races. It'd be nice just to be able to flick to the races every now and then and change it up a little bit as well, and go from there. One thing about it, he enjoys this this show better than his other show. So we'll just see how we go here for a sec. He might answer, he might not answer. This is called cold calling at its best. He might be at the footy. Hello.
Hello, just leave a message. Thanks. Bye.
No, unfortunately, Wardy's not there at the minute, but that's okay. We'll try him next time. We'll try and get him next week and go from there. Thank you very much, Juddy. You're not bad. I'll keep his thing. Now I've got a no caller answer. Called answer. What the hell? Hello. Someone who's listening to me that's been cheeky, so they constantly do that, because whoever it was, I actually could hear myself in the background. So I know you're actually watching and you try to be cheeky and thinking that I won't answer it, but I just answered it that time. But anyway, that's okay. I won't answer it again, so don't worry at all. Ready up. Thank you. Been a big show. Had plenty on. We'll try and get a few of the trainers. We'll try and get the word on some of these younger stock that are coming through. Both trotters as well, pacers, trotters, and can go from there. Stacey Towers, hello to you, Stace. Get a bit of feedback. Focus was good the overnight, Sace. You'd be happy with Focus. Some nice 3-year-old fillies. It's just a bad year for fillies. I think the 2-year-old fillies are going to be just the same too this year. It's ridiculous. Luke Malloy, hello to you. Malay, some real good depth in horses going forward. So, rightio. As I said, big. That's sort of been a big show. We can get some of the guys on from Tassie, but yeah, wasn't too bad. As I said, I don't sometimes don't overcomplicate it. Had a fair bit going on today, so I sort of got to the end, and that's why I thought I'd just pose the question of what do you want in a show? If there's something else you guys want, get the message through and we'll get it out there. But I think the idea of Juddy is about getting the message out for the horses, and we'll try and get some of the young trainers as well and their thoughts on these horses. Ian Ward breaks in horses, some of the unsung heroes behind the scenes. We won't be getting Clayton and Emma. We know that. Well, I shouldn't say we won't, but I doubt that we'll be getting them sorts of people. But you never know. We can get a bit of feedback from a few of the guys that are coming through, and never know, I might even reach out to Clayton and see who's breaking their horses in. They might give us a bit of feedback on some of those as well. So, try and change it up, give the participants, but also make it lighthearted, make it fun, and get hold of whoever we can. Thank you very much for joining me. Been a very random show tonight. That's what I want to do, just random and get the message out there. But I really appreciate everyone's input, because the more input we get, the more the channel grows. The more the channel grows, the more people I have watching. So don't forget, if you're on YouTube as well, you can fire your questions in there as well, and I can get back to you that way as well. So, all right, thank you very much, and I will see you next Wednesday night from 6 for On Loose Lines, and Monday from 7 live from 7 o'clock with the What the Hill. We're talking trotters for What the Hill every Monday night from 7 o'clock live. So that will stop, I suppose, when I get a bit busier, but right at the minute we're going to keep it going. So thank you very much, enjoy your week, and we'll catch you all next Monday or Wednesday.